And now we come to the establishment of a tribunal on the crimes of aggression against the Ukraine. We begin with Amendment 6. Who's in favour? Vote as resolution as a whole. Roll call vote. Vote is open. And vote is closed. That is adopted.
If we want peace, those who are destroying peace should be punished in a heavy way. Justice is needed not only for Ukrainians. Justice is needed for all of us. Justice is needed for peace. Such justice cannot be delayed, since justice delayed is justice denied. There are three types of crimes during the war: war aggression as such, war crimes as in Bucha, and crimes against humanity as genocide. Crime of war aggression is called as mother of all the war crimes. It is a crime against peace, and it is a leadership crime, since only the leadership of the state is deciding to start war aggression. War crimes and crimes against humanity are investigated by ICC, but ICC has no direct mandate to investigate crime of war aggression. That is why we need special tribunal, not only for Putin, but also for Lukashenko, since he allowed territory of Belarus to be used for criminal Russian aggression. The way back to peace starts from establishment of special tribunal. At least, let's not be late with tribunal when still we are late with leopards.
On the 24th of February 2022, the biggest international armed conflict on European soil kicked off, and it was the largest conflict of this nature since the Second World War. Russia, which is a permanent member of the Security Council, violated shamefacedly one of the cornerstones of international law, the prohibition of use of force in international relations. And in the context of this armed conflict, serious crimes are being carried out on a regular basis in Ukraine. Many people have been the victims of atrocities which defy the imagination, some of which we've just touched on in the previous debate. And the European Parliament, in its resolution in May last year, clearly set out its indignation in the face of these atrocities, which you've just reaffirmed. This House also called on European institutions to support the coordination of the various mechanisms that were set up in order to combat the impunity of international crimes being committed in Ukraine. I wish to underscore here the unwavering commitment of the Commission. We will work to ensure that these crimes of the utmost severity will not go unpunished, that they will be brought to justice. That will happen. Since the outset of the conflict, the Commission has worked to ensure that international justice be able to do its work in the framework of a number of initiatives with regard to investigations into international crimes. Firstly, we continue to provide unwavering support to the Ukrainian authorities, particularly to the Ukrainian public prosecutor. Over 60,000 witness statements have come in on crimes in international law taking place. Furthermore, 14 member states have launched inquiries into this matter. Eurojust and Europol, too, are playing a crucial role when it comes to coordination in this context.
In support of Eurojust, Lithuania, Poland and Ukraine swiftly set up a joint investigation team at the end of March last year. Estonia, Latvia, Slovakia and Romania have joined the team as well, and so has the Office of the Prosecutor of the International Criminal Court. This is the first time that the ICC has joined an EU joint investigation team. The Commission continues to encourage other Member States to join the investigation team as well. It is important to collect, preserve and analyse evidence for future trials and to ensure coordination. Good cooperation is crucial between the Ukrainian authorities, the ICC, other states conducting investigations and also European bodies. This is why, in spring last year, the Commission proposed an urgent amendment to the Eurojust regulation to allow the agency to store, analyse and exchange evidence related to core international crimes. The European Parliament and the Council approved this amendment in record time. I want to thank you once more for backing this proposal so rapidly. The Commission also continues to support the International Criminal Court as the leading international actor in the field of international criminal justice. As you know, the ICC has already launched investigations related to the war in Ukraine. As regards accountability for the crime of aggression in particular, currently Russian leaders cannot be held accountable for this crime before any international jurisdiction. While the International Criminal Court is competent to prosecute possible war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide, this court cannot, in the case of the conflict in Ukraine, exercise jurisdiction for the crime of aggression. In any case, we continue to consider that Ukraine should ratify the Rome Statute. This would be an important signal for Ukraine and from Ukraine. Ukraine has been advocating in various fora for the setting up of a special tribunal for the crime of aggression to close the gap in criminal prosecution at international level. The European Union should respond in a credible and united way to the Ukrainian cause. And the Commission, working jointly with the High Representative, the Vice President of the Commission, Josep Borrell, is ready to lead that discussion. We took note that in its resolution of May last year on the fight against impunity, your Parliament already called on the EU institutions to support the creation of a special international tribunal for the punishment of the crime of aggression. In its conclusion of October 22, the European Council invited the High Representative and the Commission to explore options so that full accountability for the atrocities committed in Ukraine can be ensured, including for the crime of aggression. The Commission, in close consultation with the High Representative, prepared an options paper that has been circulated to Member States at the end of November. This paper identifies possible avenues for establishing an accountability mechanism that may allow for the prosecution of the crime of aggression in Ukraine. Before discussions on a special tribunal could possibly gather sufficient consensus and support at the international level, an investigation mechanism could first be considered. The Commission is reflecting about the possible setting up of an international prosecution office to start investigations into the crime of aggression, with the view to preserving and storing evidence for possible future trials. Discussions are ongoing on the matter, in particular on legal and security issues, with several actors such as the Ukrainian authorities, Eurojust and the ICC. Of course, we'll try to continue in the next weeks to discuss about the best way to organize such an international prosecution office. It will be a first level in the way to fight against impunity in the case of the crime of aggression. But of course, I'm very open to listen to your remarks and proposals to see how it's possible to make some progress in such a discussion, to have a broad international support in the way to fight against the crime of aggression in the case of the Russian aggression in Ukraine. Thank you.